up, YouTube? I am terrible at video games. It's your boys, Detroit Love, PDUBS Arcade Love, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Restalgia with another episode of the Super GameRoom Dudes Friday Night Just Got Live.
Every time Detroit Love does that, I get more and more excited to start the show. Welcome, everybody, to the Friday Funhouse. I'm your host, PDUBS. This is Super GameRoom Dudes. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, Detroit Love, Michael B. the Game Genie, Restalgia. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest star tonight. BigggyD, Danny from BigggyD's Arcade is here. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What up,
Happy to be here.
Going well. So a lot of people have been asking to see BigggyD on a Super GameRoom Dudes type stream, so we're happy to have him here. I just put a link to his YouTube channel below. We got a lot we want to talk about tonight, but before we do, there might be some people who haven't heard of you, my friend, so you might want to introduce yourself real quick, as we do common courtesy for all of our guests. Who are you? What are you doing here? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I watched all you guys, probably for the last 4 years. And I've been into these arcades now for a long time. And I've just been in the audience, watching. And I was like, you know what? I got to get into this. I'm a graphic artist. I do web design. I'm got a passion for these arcades. And it just took off. I've started 2 months ago and it's been well received. People really like the channel. They're liking the content. I'm growing. I'm doing new things now. I'm doing live streaming now with games and trying to do a more consistent show where I have a date and time. Right now it's every weekend, but I don't have an exact time, but I'm working on that.
Yeah, I will give you a heads up. Scheduling helps. When I started YouTube, people always said, make sure you try to stick to a schedule when you release your videos, or especially with live streams, so people know, hey, it's Tuesday night. It's time for BigggyD. So if you can work out a schedule, that will help you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dan, why are there 4 G's in Biggie? Is it that big?
So let me give you the backstory on that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you guys follow me on PlayStation, my username is BigggyD, and it's always just been Big D. I've always gone by that as a nickname. But when I started my YouTube channel, it was so late. There was no big GGDs left, and so I just kept adding G's until it worked. And then even with the 4 G's, there was a Big D with 4 G's, so I had to add a Y. And now I like the name, so it's worked out really well.
Oh, good. Always happy to support up-and-coming content creators. They're saying we have some echo on the stream tonight. Carl, you might need to pop on the headphones if we're getting some echo. I'm sorry, brother.
So I'm going to ask the question that everybody here wants to know. How'd you get the nickname?
Well, my name's Daniel, so I just... And I'm tall. I'm 6'4".
Sure, Daniel. Sure.
I know where you're heading with that, but no, that's really what it is. My name's Daniel, so just go by Big D. I'm 6'4", so I consider myself larger or taller than most. So,
shit, you're 6'4"?
Yeah.
Holy crap! Good for you, bro. Good for you. I'm 5'11".
PDUBS, one of these days you might be able to grow to 6'4" if you try real hard.
If I try real hard,
you just got to try real hard.
If I'm a good boy. All right, cool. Well, we got a lot we want to talk about tonight, guys. We're going to be talking about Numskull. We haven't talked about Numskull in a long time. It's nice to see that company is coming out of the woodwork. We're also going to be talking about God of War Ragnarok, Sonic Frontiers, maybe squeeze in iArcade Commodore C64. We'll see. Well, if people can stay awake for that.
Nope, we're not doing
Huh?
Nope.
You think people fall asleep?
We're not talking about the Commodore 64.
All right, Mike says we're vetoing the iArcade C64 cartridge. All right.
Love the iArcade. Commodore 64. No, listen.
All right.
Get your Oregon Trail business somewhere else, people.
AtGames, iArcade, and of course some stuff with Arcade1Up. So, Daniel, with you being our guest tonight, what topic do you want to talk about first, man? I'll let you have first choice.
Let's start with PS5, God of War.
Oh,
that game just came out.
PS5.
That's good.
All right. So God of War Ragnarok was just released this week, and it is getting some pretty fantastic reviews all across the Metacritic boards. It's been pretty exciting to listen to and watch. I myself purchased it today. I downloaded it on my lunch break, and then after it downloaded and installed on my PS5, I played the opening intro scene, which was so intense. It was so intense. And the one thing I noticed in some reviews of God of War Ragnarok, they said that they really dialed in the haptic feedback on the controller compared to the first game. I can tell you this much, guys, because I played the first game. Oh my God, just that opening scene. I don't know what they did. It sounds so weird to hype this up, but it felt like incredible in my hand. It was like every movement was the right amount of vibration.
You know what I heard? I heard
What?
that if you put that controller down next to your crotch and you watch B Kong's latest review, while
You'll get a BigggyD.
Oh, you'll get a really big D.
You'll get a BigggyD. All right. So go ahead.
So it's amazing the reviews coming in. It's so hard to be the follow-up to what was honestly almost a perfect game, and everybody loved the God of War, the first Norse game in the God of War series, the transition over, the whole, fixed perspective of the entire game, the way the gameplay worked, everything was just so magical. And I haven't got my copy yet because I'm a piece of shit and I've got so much to do that I still haven't even played through The Last of Us Part 2, which I'm trying to get through. So I was hesitant to go out and buy this, but I'm going to go out and buy it tomorrow. I can't help myself. I love God of War, and just everything they're saying about how this is a perfect game made more perfect. Just it's firing me up, man. I can't wait to start playing. It looks incredible.
Yeah, I don't have the PlayStation 5 yet, so I did put an invitation, request an invitation from Sony. So if they accept my invitation, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so then I'll buy one. But my wife was like, "Don't buy any console. We don't need any more consoles in the house." But she loves the game. So if I don't get that invite, my neighbor next door, he's going to buy it. So he'll loan me his unit and the game to play. Because this is my wife doesn't get into any of these arcades unless people come over. Then she likes to show it off, But she is the biggest fan of God of War, and we play every series of this game together. Because I get stuck at some places, she gets stuck at some places, and so we just tag team and get through the thing. So it's our favorite game.
You played a lot of God of War. I would always see you were either playing golf or God of War. Golf kind of made you put God of War on hold for a while, though.
Yeah, I got stuck, and see, my wife didn't know this computer existed down here, let alone God of War on it, So, but now she knows, so I'll have to get her involved. But if we can do it on PlayStation, that's what she wants to play on.
Yeah.
Carl, you have been requested to read this super chat. Go ahead.
Says, love the show, guys. Thanks for another classic. Detroit love, my man. Please read this for Michael B. Nostalgia. What is it that you would say? Wait, what is it you would say you do here?
Yeah, what exactly do you bring to the table, Nostalgia? Do you want to quantify your value to us?
Wow, Tyler B.
I'm the eye candy.
He's the raw sex appeal.
Nostalgia, you're one of these youngins who plays their PS5 all the time. What do you think about God of War and God of War Ragnarok here?
PS5 all the time. He wrote us last week. He was like, "Dudes, I just finished what's that game with the Immortals Phoenix Rising. It was bananas." I was like, "It's like 3 years old, dude."
I know.
I just got enough time to finish it. Now, interestingly enough, I've had a PS5 since launch. I have played one game on it on launch. I'm like 25% of the way through that game, and I haven't played another game. I haven't turned on the PS5 almost all year. So this is one for sure I'm excited to play. I'm not going to buy it right now because I just won't play it. Yeah. But what I'm going to hope is that maybe on Boxing Day or like sometime early next year, it might drop $20 and then I can just snipe it for a bit of a deal and then jump into it. Or maybe it's too early for that, but I don't know. We've seen stranger things with video games going on sale shortly after release, so who knows?
Yeah,
I can relate.
Go ahead, Carl.
I can relate to that. I typically never pay the top dollar for the games. I usually wait for it to come out because I don't have to play them on launch day. But like I said, I may go in half with my neighbor so he gets it faster. But yeah, I typically wait for them to go on sale.
So you and your neighbor, do you guys swing? Like console swing, I mean. I don't mean anything else. But if you do the other stuff, you can tell us.
I don't know if it I mean, this game looks incredible. It's getting great reviews, but don't forget, guys, you had Elden Ring come out. Let's not forget Donut Dodo came out. No, I'm just kidding.
It's true. Donut Dodo's definitely contender for
so
Game of
many
the Year.
AAA games.
Donut Dodo is like contender for Game of the Year, that's for sure. What else? What else? No, there was another big one that just came out. You had
Sonic Frontiers.
no, not
No,
Sonic
that's-
Frontiers. I'm talking Game of the Year quality. You had
Horizon.
Horizon.
Oh, Horizon, yeah.
Horizon.
Amazing, yeah.
Elden Ring, God of War. But there's one more I'm thinking of. Do I have it?
Wasn't there a Halo release this year, or was that last year?
I think it was last year.
Okay.
Yeah, there's one more. Not Bear Sis
Call
is
of Duty?
Game of the Year.
Then we have a new Call of Duty recently.
I think
Yeah,
it was a
Modern
Modern
Warfare
Warfare 2
Yeah.
remake.
I've been playing that. It's really good. There's some complaints about it. The audio is not very good. So when you play online, a large part of your being able to be competitive is you have to listen and you have to hear people's footsteps above you or below you or around you.
Mhm.
And the large complaint from like Dr. Disrespect and like the pro gamers out there is that they just can't hear anyone around them. So
No
they're
kidding.
working on that supposedly, and they're going to have a fix for it very soon.
Is that an issue with like porting through multiple consoles? Is it like more pro, like you hear it more on one than the other, or is it just like the game itself?
It's the
Across
game
the-
itself, yeah.
No
And
kidding.
they are doing the crossplay, so maybe they're having to work through some things right now. But yeah, they're going to fix it. We heard today it's coming.
I like MG here. That's why I keep getting shot in the back. Before we pivot over and talk about our favorite Sega hero, BigggyD, what are your thoughts about God of War, man? You really wanted to let me talk about this game tonight.
Yeah, so God of War is a great game. I played all of them up until the most recent one on the PS4 because I didn't have one. I had PlayStation 1, 2, 3. So I played them all up until then. And then when PlayStation 4 came out, I didn't have one, didn't get to play it. I do have it on my PS5 downloaded. If you get the PS Plus Essential for $9.99 a month, that game is included. So you can get caught up.
Yeah,
That game is
yeah.
incredible. Just so you know, God of War 4 was just so much better than every other God of War game, and all the other God of War games are amazing. So
Yeah.
like
Just
it's
like-
unreal.
Just like Immortals Phoenix Rising, Restalgia just finished God of War last week, the first one.
No, I
just
got through
started.
that pretty quickly. When that came out, I'd picked it up. I
Hey.
got through it. I had more time when I was young.
It's okay. I've been sitting on Elden Ring. I haven't started it at all.
Eh,
I've been sitting on it, and I need to play it. I've been sitting on it.
do you though?
It's a big time
He doesn't.
commitment. It's a huge time commitment. And that's probably why I haven't started it yet. All right, let's pivot over. Let's talk about our favorite Sonic the Hedgehog, our little blue speedy furball. So Sonic Frontiers came out, and I haven't touched this one, so I can't give you guys any feedback on it. But has anyone here gotten a chance to play it, or in the live chat? Let us know. We'll get your comments on the screen. Has this been good, bad? Let us know. What about this panel? Anybody jump in?
So the average score seems to be somewhere around a 70, which may sound bad, but you have to understand for Sonic games, that's like a 99 on Metacritic.
Yeah. Specifically 3D Sonic games.
Yeah, they have not been good since I haven't enjoyed a Sonic game since Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Like,
Have you played Sonic Mania?
I haven't enjoyed a 3D Sonic game since Sonic
Right.
Adventure 1 and 2. I played Sonic Mania, but Sonic Mania is just basically taking the original games and reworking them a little bit.
That's why they were so good. Or that's why it was so good.
Yes.
What about you, Dan? Are you going to be picking this one up?
I haven't actually played it. I've been watching Rhea play it. She's been doing live streaming the last few days of it. I probably won't pick it up. Actually, I don't run out and buy Sonic games typically. I wait till they're heavily discounted. They typically go on clearance pretty quick.
It was the weirdest thing. I was the only person in line lined up to get the midnight release for Sonic and the Black Knight. It was weird.
What does that
Wonder
tell you,
why.
Mike? What does that tell you? But yeah, so Sonic Frontiers is out. I like how they said it's Sonic Breath of the Wild. Would you guys agree with that? It's supposed to be an open world type game. Am I right?
It
Not
looks a
everything
lot
need-
like it.
my problem is not everything needs to be open world. Like everybody's like, oh, finally, Metal Gear Solid is an open world. And I was like, hey man, Metal Gear Solid was okay before. I don't know why you needed to change it. So I don't understand it sometimes. I get that they're trying to bring in new audiences and they're trying to do the right thing, but sometimes just keep it simple. Make a good Sonic game like Sonic and see where you go from there. That's my advice. But I don't know. I'm not in the game industry. I didn't work at Walmart in the cell phone section. I don't know everything about gaming.
Now, has that Sonic movie come out yet? Is it?
Yes.
It
Yeah.
has come out. Was that?
Yeah.
any
There's
good?
2 of them, and they're very good. It's
know.
actually brought Sonic back in a way.
Yeah. Well, before we move on, guys, we do have to say a couple quick things that I actually meant to kick off the show with these, and I had them written down and I forgot about them. For starters, happy Veterans Day. So everyone out there who's served, who's watching our show or have family members who served, thank you so much for your service. We
Appreciate
greatly
your service.
appreciate it.
And remember, it's day in Canada. So thank you very much, everybody.
And my son actually was the one who broke the news to me. Usually the internet or my phone breaks news to me, but my son caught the news and then he came running into my office when I was working from home because my son loves watching all of the Batman cartoons, especially a lot of them that are on like HBO Max. If you have the HBO Max, there's a crap ton of Batman cartoons, and a lot of them have the same voice or the voice we all know and love as Batman. Kevin Conroy passed away today, dies at 66 years old. Holy cow, this was a sad thing to hear. And my son, who loves all these Batman cartoons, I like the movies, not really the cartoons. But man, my son was really upset about this today. And he's only 21. And that goes to show you how this guy related to people my son's age. You know what I mean? Like, this is a shame, in my opinion. Did you guys hear about this? And what are your thoughts?
Well, obviously, it's horrendous. I mean, this is the Batman voice we all grew up with and have known for the last, like 35 years. So it's very sad. It seems like he was sick for a while. So, hopefully he's not suffering anymore. Just really sucks. But I just to change the topic for one quick second, the other really sad passing today is Gallagher actually passed away. So this is actually good news for Restalgia because now there's an opening for someone to smash watermelons with a giant mallet. So good news for Restalgia. Very sad about Kevin Conroy.
I did not know about Gallagher. That literally, you just told me that, Mike. Or Mike, you're wrecking my show, man.
That's what I do.
Heartbreaking news, man. But yeah, he will always be our Batman, right? Like the voice of our animated Batman. So, pretty sad there. Sorry about that. Biggie, did you watch a lot of these Batman animated cartoons and movies?
So I was thinking about it as you were going over that, and it's the Batman with like the white eyes that look like triangles. I remember it. I didn't really watch it that much though. During that time, I think I was watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and, let's see, probably like Marvel and DC and things like that. But no, I didn't really watch that Batman.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's try and move on to a happier topic. So Numskull's coming out of the woodwork this week, guys, and they're finally going to put their Space Invader quarter arcade cabinets up for pre-order. And it's been well over a year since they released anything or even put up pre-orders for anything. So any initial reactions and thoughts? And is anyone excited about this news? Let us know in the live chat. I'll pull some stuff up for you on the screen. What about you, Restalgia? You collect these, don't you?
I actually only have one of these, and I do like them quite a bit. I think they do a good job with them. I just find that they're a little bit big. So I think that this one looks really, really cool. The Space Invaders 1 and 2 look really awesome, which drives me to want to pick them up. But just from like a practicality standpoint, they're just big and I don't really have the space for them. So like I don't have shelves or displays or anything for that. So I'm still kind of on the fence.
Well, me and BigggyD, we usually don't have any problem with things being too big, but so we don't have any problems with the quarter arcades, man. I like the size of them. I prefer them over the ones you guys like, the other brand, New Wave. I just think they are gorgeous cabinets. Space Invaders, I grew up with Space Invaders, but I've never bought it because I can play it so many different ways. yeah, that goes a little bit too far back. Like like Missile Command. I like the game, but I wouldn't buy it. But I'm glad they're bringing it to market because a lot of people love it. They're great looking cabinets. I only have the one. I would like to get a Miss Pac-Man, and I also like the Dig Dug. So I've been looking for the prices to come down. If they come down, I'll definitely grab one.
Michael B.
These are really cool. I've got three of these New Wave Toys quarter arcades. I've got Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and I've got Galaxian, which, Carl, funny enough, I believe Galaxian was a game that actually kind of killed Space Invaders in the arcade because it's the same game, just a little bit better. So yeah, these look incredible. I love the attention to detail they put in. Both Replicade and New Wave Toys do such a good job paying homage to the original arcades. They don't worry about the cost of the molds and stuff like that. This is what I've always wanted Arcade1Up to be. I want you to try to replicate the original arcade as great as possible. The only problem, of course, is the size and what are you going to use them for. They're very cool. They're neat little things that you have a little bit of fun with, but at the end of the day, they're kind of shelf shit and desk shit, right? Like you're going to get it. You're going to say, oh, this is so awesome. Then you're going to put it on a shelf and then you're going to look at it and say, ooh, that's dusty. I should dust that and play it. Like you told me, PDUBS, you do all the time. Or you've got it at your desk at work. You might play it a little bit. But in terms of actual ergonomic and comfort, like, I mean, these aren't the most comfortable thing to play. You don't buy them to really rock out and play Space Invaders.
But I like that you actually can play them, and you can
big time
play them very well. So that's what I was intrigued about them. They're actually really, I think they're easier to play than the smaller ones. But yeah, they do take up a nice little size, so you do have to have a spot for them. And I had mine in a box for a while, but I said no. I have the collector's one for Pac-Man with the coin and all that stuff.
Me too.
But I took it out the box, and I enjoyed looking at it. Today, I still don't have a 3/4 scale size of any Pac-Man. They definitely give me a lot of choices, but they still haven't created. They still haven't created the one for me to buy, and I am waiting for that. So until then, my Numskull Pac-Man is my presence, and I have Miss Pac-Man as a countercade.
A lot of great feedback, as well as some awesome jokes by folks in our live chat. We greatly appreciate you guys every week making us giggle. I think this is about $200. Aren't these?
They're typically run about $150 is usually the
150?
average price of their cabinets.
They did say that they were teasing. Oh, we'll get to that in 1 second. Let's talk about a couple things for starters. So, pre-order launch November 17th. So it's like, yay, woohoo! They're finally going to be shipping them out. But what's interesting is it's going to be hard for you guys to see here on the screen here, but it says, "Great news, folks! Taito have finally approved these for production," is what they put in. And that was the big hang up. They were holding on to these things, waiting for approval for a year. This isn't the first time we've heard of that IP holder holding something on an inevitable, what is that called? Audit check, never-ending audit check. iArcade had Space Invaders ready to go for 8 months. It was ready to be released. Everyone was screaming like, "Why can't iArcade release this game?" And they kept coming in saying, "We're waiting on Taito. We're waiting on Taito." And we even told you guys that Numskull's waiting on Taito. And finally, they approved it. They approved the cabinets, the artwork, the gameplay. They are very slow and they are very protective of their IP because, let's be honest, this is the game that made them. You know what I mean? So
hold on a second.
It's like it's about time. Go ahead.
Are they really that protective, though? Because, I mean, AtGames was like, hey, look, we slapped your name on these existing virtual pinball tables and we're going to sell them. What do you think? And they're like, yeah, just go ahead. We don't care.
Oh, yeah, but Restalgia was working on that for 3 years. So you know that, Mike?
Restalgia wants nothing to do with that.
Ain't that right, Restalgia?
I had absolutely nothing to do with that.
Now, the strange thing is that, they have that Facebook post on their page, but it's nowhere on their actual webpage, which I thought was kind of weird. That is 6 days away and it's not on their website.
That is strange.
Yeah. That's odd. Why is that? Do you collect any of these New Wave toys, Replicades, or the Numskull, Dan? Do you collect them?
No, I actually don't. I don't own anything but the 3/4 scale arcades. I probably won't buy one. I'm kind of like Detroit Love. I'm not really into these small little arcades. I know you sent me a link earlier today to take a look at them.
Yeah.
I'd probably be most interested in the Galaga if I was to get one, and it would probably sit on my desk at work. I probably wouldn't even play it.
And I wouldn't
Yeah.
play Galaga unless it's the fast version, especially on that little machine.
I love this one. Taito's some old lady in a basement with a stack of papers. The stamp. That's so funny. All right, so that's finally coming out. So hey, good news there from Numskull. Finally, New Wave Toys Missile Command. We've already covered a bunch in prior episodes, so those are already out there. Let's see here, Mike. AtGames, iArcade, Arcade1Up. What you want to talk about, brother?
Let's talk about iArcade first.
All right, guys. Let's see what's up with iArcade. Am I supposed to play a transition? Play! Play! All right, what's going on with iArcade? Mike!
They released Heated Barrel today, which I'm actually really excited about. Heated Barrel is a game a lot like Sunset Riders, Cowboys of Moo Mesa, except it's in this isometric view where you play, but not really isometric, sideways view. It's kind of like Bloody Wolf, if you guys know that TurboGrafx 16 game, an arcade game, except with a Western setting. It looks fun. What is it, $10 like those other TAD games? But anyways, it's definitely one you should check out. I think it's probably the best of the bunch that they released from TAD.
Yeah, I think out of the 4 TAD games, this one, in my opinion, because we were talking about this earlier when Mike and I were texting back and forth. This one actually, I think, is the best out of the 4 TAD games. The one thing that I don't like about it, because I did buy it today out of my own pocket, and I did test it this afternoon before we went live. I don't like that every time you fire the button or fire your guns, your character pauses, it stops. Like in a lot of games like this, like Cowboys, the Moo Mesa, why am I always losing my brain when it comes to this other one? What's the Sunset
Riders.
Sunset Riders. When you play those games, your character moves and continuously moves, and while you're firing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you'll know. Look at how the characters are jerking around. That's because every time you hit the fire button, your character stops moving. So when you're trying to run and dodge and shoot at the same time, it's kind of awkward. It's kind of jerky. That's why the characters are moving around. Like, see how the Indian guy there was all like bouncing in and out of focus. You know what I mean? So if they didn't have that as part of the character movement, I think this game would have been completely awesome. I think it's fun, but that annoys me that the character stops every time you hit the fire button. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's because when you shoot, you can choose like the 8 directions or whatever it is your character is going to shoot in. So it wants you to stop. So it changes the moving direction to actually aiming direction at that point. That's why you're getting that stop. I agree with you. It does suck, but I understand why they've got it done there.
Yeah. Whereas other similar run and gunners like this, it's a smooth. It doesn't do that.
Have you ever played Heavy Barrel? Heavy Barrel is very similar.
Not in a long time. I'd have to check it out. But Heavy Barrel's the vertical game, though, right?
It's vertical and side scrolling. It switches back and forth.
Yeah. So it's a run or gun. It's not a run and gun. It's a run or gun. Andrew's play creation might win the live chat tonight. It's a run or gunner, guys. There you guys go. But see the way they're like all jerky, like, you know, it drives me nuts, you know, especially when I was fighting this bull earlier today. So it's true to the original, which is great, but also, you know, maybe that's one reason why the game wasn't so popular back then, right? Like people like, you know, some people like me want it to be a nice, smooth, choppy. That's another word. It's choppy, but it's still fun. It was still cool. But yeah, so that came out today. So that's their big release for today. And then next week, it sounds like we might be seeing Ninja Baseball Batman.
Batman, huh?
Shredder's Revenge?
Ninja Baseball Batman. Let's get off that. That whole hype train needs to stop. The Shredder's Revenge thing. That needs to stop. But yeah, so Ninja Baseball Batman probably coming out next week because Michael put a post up today saying no game days, but next week is going to be very, very, very good with the base. I think he put like some kind of baseball emoji next to it. So I'm hoping Ninja Baseball Batman gets released next week. I did a live stream of the full game on my channel, playing it on my PC off CoinOps, and it was a pretty fun game. I never played it all the way through. Have any of you guys ever played it, Mike?
Not all the way through, but yeah, I've tried it out. Like when AVGN did his video originally, obviously I'm just like, angry video game nerd. I gotta try this out. So
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to play it. I want to play it though. It looks like a fun game. When you were playing at PDUBS, it looked like you were having a really good time with it. But I think the 4-player online is what's really going to bring this game up into where everyone wants to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, and also like that game that we were just talking about that got released today, Heated Barrel, like that you could do online co-op, right?
2 players, yeah.
2 players. And yeah, I mean that adds a nice little element to it, right? Speaking of which, wrapping up the iArcade news, because there's not a whole ton going on there. They do have all their cabinets are on sale now. So if you're interested in the iArcade brand, now's the time to jump in. These are going to be their holiday sales for the holidays. The original cabinets are on sale, $500 and free shipping, provided you're in the continental US, and as well as Canada.
$50 for Canada, special Canadian shipping. One of my favorite things about iArcade.
Yep, $50 for Canada. So there you go. If you want to get the original, but if you're going to get one, you might as well get a gold edition. That way you can take easy advantage of using their accessories and things that are soon to be released, light guns and things like that. So these are all on sale for $800, which in my opinion should be the normal retail price, with a sale closer to $600 to really move these units, because the normal retail price is $1,000. Ouch.
Yeah.
But $800, you get the gold cabinets, etc. Daniel, you don't have an iArcade, do you? What has caused you not to buy one?
I do not have one. I almost pulled the trigger on a used one. There was a guy here locally selling a iArcade Gen 1, the original, with the original artwork, for $320, and I ended up passing and not doing it. And the reason is I'm moving in March, so it doesn't make sense for me to get any more cabinets right now, or otherwise I would already had one.
Okay. Good stuff. Got some feedback. Some people say decent sales. Some people say they're not interested. As you guys know, Endless One Up loves his Steam Decks. You could buy 2 Steam Decks for $800. Yes, you can, my friend. Yes, you can. So yeah, there you guys go. If you're interested in iArcade, make sure you head over to their website and get those deals while you can. They're not going to last forever. And speaking of deals, AtGames has got a whole bunch of stuff going on right now, Mike.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Are they doing anything fun like this week? Is there anything exciting happening?
I don't know. I don't have any notes in front of me. I'm sorry.
I mean, are they hosting a contest or something?
There's a contest going on. I don't know much about it. So November 17th.
You were saying, Mike?
So November 17th is the last day to get your community marquee design challenge submission in for the AtGames Bit LCD thing we've got going on. Right now, we've got a couple really good entries. David Gilbert submitted his today. He's got a Star Trek one that's really, really cool. So looking forward to seeing some more really cool entries from the community come in. And also the prizes are great. The ALP Micro is the top prize, and that thing is fantastic. And also you've got 2 quad play control panels that Restalgia designed. I apologize for that, but they're still probably pretty good. So
that's so fun.
So yeah, get it in this week, and also we've got AtGames sales coming up as well too.
I do plan on getting it in this weekend.
Yes, the sale is going on from November 10th through November 14th. So they have 34 deals on their website.
They got a lot of them.
Yeah, I made the decision I would buy a pinball micro if it got down to $299 with free shipping, and they couldn't get there.
Now it's $349. I don't know what the shipping is, but $349.
Oh, excuse me. Here, let me throw it up on the screen here for you guys real quick. Just as a reminder, head over to AtGames eStore. It's just atgames.us is the website handle. And you can pick up your micro pinballs, your pinball machines, your arcade machines, your arcade mini machines, all on sale. This is their winter sale for the season, so get it while you can. as well as their bit LCD, control
Love that
panels,
thing.
etc. Quad plays, all on sale. The pinball packs are all going to be on. All this stuff is on sale right now, guys, and it goes until November 14th. So don't forget to check out that store if you're interested in AtGames stuff. Yes, their shipping charges suck. We say it every live stream. I don't know how many times we can say it. I wish they would just not charge people for shipping, but watch if they said free shipping, the prices would be higher. You know?
Maybe. I don't know how that works. Usually some of the shipping cost is built into the price, so maybe AtGames isn't doing that at all. I mean, they've got to be big enough to work with some kind of distributor. I don't know who they work with for shipping, FedEx or UPS, whoever it is, but work out some kind of arrangement, because I think even if they hit it, the costs, I think fans would buy more stuff if there wasn't a shipping charge attached to it.
That's why I always get mine at Sam's with free shipping.
What's going on here?
Yeah, if I was buy one, I'd get one at Sam's.
Yeah, the Sam's also get really great deals too. Like you can't beat their price. I remember when the ALU originally came to Canada, and it was $8.99 Canadian, and here I am looking at a better version that came with pinball buttons at Sam's for $4.99 US, and I'm like, that number doesn't make sense to me. So I if I could go to Sam's, I'd be getting my AtGames stuff there as well. I agree with you.
And speaking of AtGames, Mike, I heard a YouTuber released a fairly decent review video on the micro pinball today. Who was that guy?
Oh, he's a jerk, but it is a good video.
Tell people about the machine, man.
Yeah, so I was lucky enough. AtGames sent me out a pinball micro for the purpose of review. I got the chance to run it through its paces, and I'm really impressed with it. Like, you always wonder when someone's going to take like an excellent product. I'm a big fan of the ALP, as you guys know, and then miniaturize it. What's going to be missing, and how much is going to be retained in the conversion down to the smaller unit. And they really killed this. The only two things that are really missing from this, of course, are the plunger's gone, unfortunately, which that sucks. I mean, you've got a button push, but it doesn't work like a launch button. You hold it in and work it like a plunger, so that helps. But then you also lost your Legends Pinball light up marquee on the back box, which, as much as that's a loss, it's actually a win, because that thing was so stupid on the ALP, and like it actually shined on the playfield a little bit, which was distracting. So it's actually better that there's no light up marquee on the pinball. So the only other critical feedback I didn't really provide in my review, but I will say, is I think they missed an opportunity to include a VIBS board inside instead of trying to sell it up separately, like especially where they're going to make a special one for this. I wish they did come included with the VIBS board, and I think that would have helped it, especially where it does have such a high purchase price. But otherwise, that micro pinball is just awesome. Now, would I get it over my ALP? Absolutely not. But if you don't have room for a full-size pinball, this will do everything you want it to in a very small form factor, or what do they call it? A very small foot space, or I forget what the term is. Nostalgia?
Has a very small footprint.
Has a very small footprint, so you guys can just have it packed away, throw it on your table, even get some little legs, and be enjoying some great pinball action, and then also hook your PC up to it and do all that naughty stuff too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they got rid of the backlit.
Oh, it's so
there.
stupid.
Yeah, I'm glad, because you're supposed to have the playfield and the DMD, so I think it's a better package that way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, some people who are like, what is this VIBS board that they talk about every week? Well, AtGames doesn't use HDMI monitors, right? So you have to use this VIBS board to convert the signal from the, what is it, an EDP ribbon cable to an HDMI cable. So you have to get this special board. And I think, if you're not going to use HDMI port compatible monitors at AtGames, just install the VIBS board inside the machine for people. Like, have it permanently installed in there, sell it with the product instead of people waiting. Like, for instance, Mike and I both have our pinball micros. You and I both are running Pinball FX3 on our micros, but we don't have our back box. We don't, even though we have cabinet codes, because we're waiting on the VIBS board, which doesn't even come out until next month. It's very annoying. Also, guys, let me give you a pro tip. There have been a lot of people who've been interested in upgrading the legs on their existing AtGames pinball machines, or adding legs to these micro pinball machines. If you want to get these legs from Pinball Life, you can pick up these legs. These Stern Sega legs will fit on the pinball machines in the stock little, cutout spaces where you mount the pinball legs to them. And also, you can just scroll on down. They have the feet The black feet right here, you just pick up these black feet. It's $10 for 4, and boom, you're up and running. But keep in mind though, you're gonna want these particular bolts. These bolts are the exact same size as the stock bolts that come with your pinball machines, and these already have a washer pre-built into the bolt. And if you use these bolts, you'll be able, because these legs, because I received mine today, these legs right here have a much larger hole. So if you try to use the stock bolt that comes with your pinball machines to screw these legs in, it's just going to go right through the hole because the hole is too big and the bolt is too small. However, if you pick up these bad boy bolts right here, these bolts, you won't have any issues because of the washer on the end. So I'm going to go ahead and put a link in the live chat for you guys right there. You guys can, it's only $15 and you'll get a whole ton. I got a bag of 50 for $15. So you never know when you might need them.
Why don't you just buy a washer?
Because this is the bolt with the washer.
But you already have the bolt, so why not just buy the washer?
You could do either or.
Hey, PDUBS,
Okay.
if I win a sticker, will you send me some of those bolts with it?
Yes. You could do either or. You throw washers on the end. You could whatchamacallit? Because for instance, you're gonna, you know what? Restalgia, you suck. I'm not even gonna.
Restalgia does suck so much.
Do those
It's the
legs
worst.
add height? So
Yeah,
like if
oh,
you
yeah.
have the
They're
ultimate,
much larger.
Okay.
legs. They're
I
much-
would need
How much
those.
height do they add? Like I'm an average guy. BigggyD's an above average guy. Is it more of a MICHAELB ad or is it more of a BigggyD ad?
It's probably a BigggyD ad.
Woo!
Yeah, you get some
My wife's
really-
gonna be happy with that.
That was one of the reasons I was very close to getting an ultimate pinball before I got this Arcade1Up, and that was the reason I didn't get it. Is it sits lower, and I just
Oh,
can't
yeah.
hunch over and play like that.
Yeah, I love the way my Arcade1Up pinballs feel to play. Like my back doesn't hurt when I finish playing them. I spend an hour playing on my ALP, and like honestly, I need a massage. So I'm definitely excited getting these bigger legs.
Yeah.
And Restalgia, thanks for that washer idea. That saved me $15. Okay.
You're gonna get
Oh my
like,
God.
as many
Do you know
washers
how
you
often?
want
Do
for
you
like
know how
30
often?
cents.
Do you know how often people lose bolts and stuff like that? Like, why not have some extras on hand? I have extra screws, bolts, nuts all over this house. I guess I think about the what ifs. So, you know, I'm not
It's options, baby. We love options. That's all we do is
Right.
provide options. Do what fits for you.
Yeah. What if you lose the washer? Now you have the bolt. Now you don't have the washer. It's a
You run
one
down to
piece.
the
And you
Ace.
buy another
It's-
washer, PDUBS are like
Or
4
a
cents.
Well, you don't even need to buy a washer because it's built into this. It's one piece. Oh my
I'll give
God.
it. Let's
Yeah,
go.
you
I'm
don't
gonna
lose
go.
them.
I'm gonna go down to Ace
Whatever.
and get 6 washers, and now I have 2 extra,
Whatever. Seriously.
and I just paid 30 cents. But that's just me and Restalgia. Let's move on. PDUBS.
Yeah.
Can I see those bolts one more time? Because I think they got like a built-in washer on them.
They look good. They look good.
Yeah,
Season
yeah,
5.
and they're like molded together, like welded.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
I'm
and,
losing.
like they're good because like if you lose the washer, then you're gonna lose the bolt too. So you got to replace the whole thing anyways. It's kind of like you're not gonna get stuck with only half of the product. So
do I need to buy the bolts? Will the existing bolts in my legs work with the Sega legs?
With the washer.
no,
With a
you got to
washer.
buy new bolts and washers because
With a washer.
the existing bolts just don't have washers.
That would be incredible because if I could get the bolts and washers together, that would save me a lot of time.
It
You
would.
save your
It
trip to
would.
the store. Amazon delivers.
And to be fair, you can't really use the existing bolts because they don't have washers.
That's
you
fair.
gotta buy new bolts.
And the existing bolts are silver, and these legs are black. So you're gonna mix.
Do they
you get
do
the
they have
black-
silver legs though? I like silver. Can you get
a good
stern
question.
Sega silver legs?
No, but
With
that won't
black
work
bolts,
because
with
that won't
washers.
work because the black bolts with black washers won't match.
That's what I
the
was going to
silver
say.
legs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You guys are nuts, but
Well, no, we're actually bolts.
wait. What if the bolts had the washers permanently attached?
Can I ask you a question? If I buy the washers, do they come with the bolts?
No, they don't go.
No, you can only buy bolts with washers. You can't,
can't buy
buy
washers
washers
with
That's
bolts?
a stupid combination. Nobody
I
would.
knew it.
Why would you
Look,
need
I-
bolts attached to your washers? That's
I would
dumb.
rather have extras on hand and one piece You know what I mean? You know how many
You'd
people
rather
are
have,
like,
you'd rather have 46 extra.
oh,
Not
I
me.
dropped the
46?
washer. I
Not
dropped
me.
the
Still
washer
gonna have
on the
50.
carpet.
Nope.
Or some people they put the pinball machine in the garage.
no,
like,
no,
the
it takes
washer
2.
rolled under the car. I'm never gonna find it again.
See,
So-
you're one of these extra guys. Like I never have an extra. I only take one out. Like one time there last year, me and Lara were intimate, and she goes, "I think the condom broke," and I was like, "Well, that's the only one I got." And now we got a baby. So there you go.
Daniel, help me out here, man.
Yeah,
Well,
let's
P-Dubs,
let's move on to another subject.
I like that. I like that. Well, now I
Like
gotta see where
pliers.
they're at. I gotta check where they're at on something.
Now, when you put those bolts on, do you use a socket wrench or do you use pliers?
Quick socket wrench, easy peasy.
But you need the washer though. That's important. So
Luckily, the washer's built into the bolt for nostalgia.
What do you use to put on the washer?
Your fingers.
oh, you don't have to with these new ones.
They're just on already.
Yeah, they're just on. It's so much extra work to take a washer and actually apply.
All right.
Can you come up with a fancy intro for bolt and washer talk? Like, is that possible?
We'll never talk about this again. We'll never ever talk about this again.
Tool talk with the Super GameRoom Dudes.
Can we
Yeah.
change the
Black
the
legs
topic?
with
Hold on.
with black matching bolts and washers that are a single piece. That way you never lose them and you have spares.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with having spares.
So
42
can we
spares.
technically change this from an entertainment stream to a how-to stream now? Because our CPM would be better on a how-to. I mean, we talked about washers for 5 minutes. That makes sense to me.
Mhm. I
Yeah,
agree.
Just this show.
CPM will go up like 4x.
All
Yeah.
right. Why don't you start talking about Arcade1Up? Go ahead.
Well, I'm excited because me and Michael B have at least 498 other people that bought the Pro KI.
Well, we're not 100% sure about what the numbers actually
Yeah.
are.
we got the sold out.
There was like
So-
115 left, and then they sold out within a few minutes or something.
Yeah. So
Someone do me a favor and take care of this super chat. please.
PDUBS, they sure are breaking your balls over just some nuts and bolts, especially for a crew with a few screw looses. A few screws loose.
Thanks for joining the Ruminati, Rhea. We greatly appreciate it. Old Dude Gamer with a $5 super chat as well. Which goes on first? I'm not even reading this.
that's not very nice. The person gave you a super chat that they used their hard-earned money to make a point on the show, talking about what we're known for, washers and bolts, and you don't want to
Right.
respond to them?
And they're showing everything in their picture but their nuts and bolts.
Well, and the other thing there too is that they're asking a question which they're clearly confused about. They're asking washer or bolt first. Wrong. The legs go on first. Then you go with washer and bolt.
In that order.
All right, so JR wants to know about our predictions for a Star Wars re-release. I guess we could talk about that real quick before we dive into
So console kit's confirmed it's coming.
he would know.
He would know because
He
he
would
works
know.
for Arcade1Up.
Yeah. You got a paycheck from Arcade.
I just don't know
you
when
would
it's coming. I don't think it's coming this year. It'll probably be like
Before
February, March.
Christmas, it'll be here soon. Wait,
No,
for
wait,
the
wait,
next
wait.
live stream
Wait,
now,
whoa,
Arcade1Up
whoa, whoa.
Unleashed.
What, like, are they going to do like pre-orders for a cabinet they've released in the past, or are they just going to say, "Hey, it's in stock, order it"?
I think it'll just be like an announcement, and they're like, "Hey, get it now, and then you can order it." The idea is to get it out before the end of the year.
And have we had a leaked photo yet of it?
I don't know. If you watch,
Yes, we
Console
did.
Kit-
Yeah, Console Kids. He used his other Reddit account called Miguel Sanchez. And he posted the leak photos and then went live and showed it. We're just teasing you, Justin. Kind of, sort of.
So yeah, the expectation is it's going to be out before the end of the month, and from what I understand, it's pretty much the exact same Star Wars cab we got before, just slightly altered.
XL
Yeah.
cabinet?
So what, a
it's
coin
just
door?
regular.
Just a regular?
I don't know if it's going to have a coin door. I don't know.
It
that
has to have a
information.
coin door. Otherwise, why would you re-release it?
They're re-releasing it because people are like, I can't buy it. I want Arcade1Up to make more so I can buy it. They're not re-releasing it so people sell their Arcade1Up cabinets. They're re-releasing it.
Someone literally taking a leak right now at their desk. Like, what was
It must
that?
be BigggyD, man.
Oh, that
Yeah,
would
do
be
something with that thing.
Nostalgia, did you finally break down and get a pee jug?
Oh my god, so funny. Yes, he did. Endless one up. He did. Okay, so let's. You're big, Daniel. You're a big Arcade1Up fan, right?
Yes,
Do you
very
have
much
a
so.
Star
I'm an
Wars- do you-
enthusiast. That's what my show's all about.
Do you have a Star Wars Arcade1Up?
I do not. They
You
were
want one?
available. I remember them being available, and they were expensive though. I never really. I'm all about the deals. I'm always trying to
$4.99,
save
yeah.
money, and that one just never came down in price.
Yeah.
Well, for the price of 2 to 3 deals, you can get a KI Pro.
That's true.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of people out there that maybe started collecting Arcade1Up a little bit later after Wave 3, and they hear like guys like PDUBS, guys like myself, and other people online that they might watch. I'm not saying everybody watches me or anything like that, but they hear us gush about the Star Wars cabinet so much over and over again, and I think there's an anticipation out there. It's one of those ones people are excited to find secondhand. Arcade1Up saw demand for Star Wars, especially like they did that thing from the Star Wars Pavilion earlier this year during Comic-Con, and people went nuts saying, new Star Wars definitely coming. So I think they're just trying to put something that's easy to basically get up and running, back out in the market, do a re-release to hit those people that weren't around during the original Star Wars launch and make sure people can actually get their hands on the cabinet. What I will say is, I think that's cool for people, but I also think if there's one cabinet we're going to see come out in an XL or Pro form factor that you're going to want to wait on, it's going to be Star Wars. I think there is an XL Star Wars coming, so I don't know.
Well,
if you want to go bigger, maybe wait.
I'm actually pretty sure I know what they're going to do in terms of changing from the original release to the new release. I think they are going to scrap all the screws and they're going to replace them with black bolts with washers. And it's just going to be so much more sturdy.
Wait.
They're going to give you a ton of extra in the box just in case you like keeping extras.
You want to make fun of me over bolts and washers? Michael B just reminded me of something he did today that I thought was the most hilarious thing he's ever written.
Oh, please tell us.
Ever. So Mike, when he usually releases a video, he'll go into a couple of Facebook groups. He doesn't spam all the arcade and gaming Facebook groups because let's be honest, there's like 900 of them. There's way too many. And if you wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, today's a good day, I feel like creating another home arcade Facebook group. Don't do it. You're a jackass. Nobody wants another home arcade Facebook group. Stop making these Facebook groups.
I'm just on one. I'm on the official.
All right. So there's 900 groups already. Mike doesn't spam every group, but he'll like share his video in a couple of groups, which is fine, right? So he shares his video. But what he wrote, Mike, it would be better if you read this out loud for everybody. Could you read what you wrote? And I would greatly appreciate it.
So you can always tell if it's a video I put a lot of time and effort into. I always put those fire emojis and say new video so people know I worked hard on it. Today I'm reviewing the AtGames Legends Pinball Micro, and we see what kind of at-home virtual pinball experience you get in this miniaturized version of the ALP. Hope you enjoy and tell your friends about me.
Tell your friends about me? Tell your friends about me.
That's pretty good.
It's from Batman. So if you go watch like a lot of other YouTube personalities, they'll always say retweets and this is appreciated. I just thought it was funny to throw the Batman line in there and be like, hey guys, tell people I made a video because no one else is going to tell them unless I ask.
Please tell your friends about me. Oh man, it cracked me up when I read that. I was giggling.
P-Dubs, we missed a super chat here.
We did. All right,
Really?
let's take a
It says
look.
P-Dubs, thanks for the Tulsa Arcade.
Oh, that's
Arcades
coming off.
monitor.
Nope.
What?
No returns, no refunds. If it's going to be about washers, we're not even going to read it.
What in the world? Where are you
I don't
talking
think I thought it was about the Tulsa Arcade
Yeah, he's talking
monitors.
about the
It was
What do you
wonderful.
want
I
You
to
just
read
letting
it.
us all know that it came with
I
enough
read ahead.
washers to install.
I am a very fast reader.
Can we put it back up there? 'Cause
I
was
read
reading
ahead,
it.
and I saw some shenanigans at the end of that
Okay,
super
well,
chat.
let's read. Let me read it because that's my boy over there.
No,
Tulsa.
all super chats must be shenanigan free, or they will not be read. This had shenanigans.
Let me take a peek at it.
Oh man,
Right.
we just hit 0 days since last shenanigans. Shit.
P-Dubs, thanks for the Tulsa Arcade monitor how-to video. Thankfully, it came with all the washers I needed. See,
Yeah, there
two
you go.
birds with one stone.
There you go. All right.
More people are watching your video now. Tulsa's got
No.
a few more sales, and you got a tip out of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Go ahead, Mike. My lot hasn't come up for bidding yet, so go ahead. What else is going on with Arcade1Up?
Well, before we get started, Console Kits did put all the information out there, and all jokes aside, Console Kits has some really good information on Star Wars. So go check out his video. That's pretty much going to be your source for what you need. Again, guys, it's just a re-release of the original cabinet. I don't think there's going to be that much different. I don't think you're getting any better features. It's just going to be a chance for you to buy the Star Wars that everybody else already has and loves. Moving on to what me and Carl were talking about. KI Pro is now sold out. And I got a lot of questions because we were at 115 left. And then all of a sudden, like BigggyD said, it's all of a sudden sold out. So I got a million questions and I got a couple possible solutions. But I'd like to, ask the people here in the group, what do you think? Do you guys think that that's it? They sold out their 500 quantity and 500 Killer Instinct Pros are sold? Or do you think some other shenanigans are going on? Anybody remorse because they didn't jump in and get one when it was available? Let's go with you first, BigggyD. What about KI Pro for you?
So they needed to get them out the door quick. This was kind of like a test run, and I don't really know what happened, honestly. I can't give you any inside information on that. My prediction is probably they got very close and they just shut it down because it was going to take too long for them to get the rest out.
We got $10 super chat from Highly Combustible Reacts. $10 shenanigans. John D found 115 Christmas presents for family. Okay, wait, hold on. Mike, are you saying that there was 115 left and they just sold within minutes? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, someone told me, well, that's what BigggyD said. Someone told me, wrote on one of my videos that morning that there were 118 KI Pros left. And then I saw the post later on that day. I think Carl threw it up in our group chat that said, and that's the Super GameRoom Dudes group chat, not any kind of mischievous behind the curtains controlling the universe group chat. So Carl threw it up that it was sold out. And I was like, that's interesting. How the hell did they sell 115? So I've got a couple thought processes on what happened, but just want to try to get everybody else's opinion first.
I think if what you're saying is true and those numbers were always accurate.
And with all the additions to the family, we had to
What is
tear
this,
down
Carl?
the old house, although we loved it.
I'm just hoping they're not going to take the same
What was
KI.
that?
And just,
What just happened?
Carl wanted me to share his screen, and what is this? What is this? What is happening here?
That's the jerk. When they made it bigger, they took their raggedy old house and made it bigger. Once he got rich. So I'm just hoping that.
What's that got to do with the show?
It has to do with this pro.
Things changed.
This pro. See this shit?
Turn it off. It's from the jerk. We're going to get demonetized.
But I'm just hoping that for my $1,000, I don't get the same OKI just made bigger like that raggedy house there.
Oh, it is the same KI.
Same PCB.
It better be
Maybe.
an improved. It better be an actual improved cabinet. Because I'm gonna be pissed, and I'm gonna be.
Oh yeah, the cabinet's going to be slightly better, but it's the same PCB. It's just going to
yeah,
have a different
PCB,
splash
yeah.
screen. It's going to start up and it's going to be like.
I'm talking about the
Pro, and then
I'm talking about
it's the same
bones.
shit.
The bones need to be higher premium, like an iArcade. That's what my hope is.
It
Those
is
speakers
more
need to be
premium.
good.
It's got T molding on it, the chrome T molding.
It's full
Premium.
It's full.
I think the 385 people who placed orders. These were what, $1,000 a piece, Mike?
Yeah,
So that's
$9.99 US.
So that's $385,000. I think Arcade1Up put up the pre-orders, collected $385,000 so they could pay developers to fix NFL Blitz and MVC2 online. And next week, after the developers are paid and they release the updates, they'll go ahead and cancel all the KI Pro, and we'll send you your refund back within 90 days. Maybe that's what's happening, Mike.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what happened.
someone actually wrote in the chat earlier. I think it was Nooner. It was like KI Pro was canceled. Like people are still holding on to it. No, it's totally canceled. I think he's joking, but
No, KI Pro is not canceled. I mean, maybe they sold 500. I mean, they got a pretty large fan base.
There's if those numbers are actually accurate, whatever information people are looking at on the back end of Shopify, if that's actually true, what I would guess happened is they pulled the plug. They're going to create an artificial shortage. They're going to create an artificial demand for it. And then 2 or 3 months down the road or 6 months down the road, they're going to be like, oh, we found an extra 100 of them. You better buy them before they're all gone. And then that's what it's going to be.
There's a pallet in the warehouse. We lost count.
That's what it sounds like it might be then.
Yeah, so they're going to pull an iArcade.
Daniel,
Sounds
you're
that
newer.
way.
Daniel, you're newer to the game. You're not as jaded as some of us grizzled veterans are when it comes to Arcade1Up. What are your thoughts here?
On the KI Pro?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna wait and see. I'm interested to see when Detroit Love gets his and see his review on it. But I'm impressed with what I've seen. I mean, if the speakers are Yamaha and they sound really good and they're way better than anything we've had before, and it's taller, it's bigger, it's got that chrome T molding. Maybe the chrome T molding may hold up better too long term. So I'm just waiting, and I'm gonna wait and see.
So someone said in the chat that it's not real T molding. I don't know for sure. That's not something I even cared
It said
about.
faux. It said faux.
Faux T molding.
T-molding.
Faux T molding. Okay. So I got a couple lines of thought on this. One is that there was never 500. That there was a number up on Arcade1Up's website. Might have only been 200-300, and they got down to 115. And they found out that they could actually just get out of it and only produce that many. So they just immediately put it to sold out, and now they're just cutting their losses at only making like 200, 300 Killer Instinct Pros because they had to sell it. They did the marketing on it. Pardon?
It's pretty scandalous of an accusation, Mike.
No, not really. I mean, if you're a business company and I say, I'm going to sell Christmas trees, we're only selling 400 Christmas trees, then you do a pre-order and you only sell 8. You're just going to take it down and say, that's it for the Christmas trees, boys. I'm going to buy the 8 and get out of this. So that's a theory. Another theory is there was 115 remaining, and they managed to work with a company, whether it be Shop Hippo, that stool company, or maybe the distributor here in Canada, to move 100 of those cabinets out to a Canadian distributor, and they'll be for sale later. So they're already spoken for, and that's why they sold out. The other thing is maybe the inventory system that we were tracking on the shop site where you did the backwards thing wasn't accurate in the first place, and that there wasn't 100 left. There was only 15 left, and they got to that point. That's my 3 theories on how it sold out.
It'd be so stupid if somebody like the Brick took on 115 of those. If Arcade1Up couldn't even sell 300 of them themselves to a market 10 times as large. Like, it'd be crazy if the Brick is taking on that kind of quantity.
Well, they had a choice. It was either to pick up those or pick up 100 Micro Center cabinets and Xbox
That's
Series
the way to
S's.
go.
They decided
That's the way to go.
But I'm really pumped to see this cabinet. It's going to be cool to see it, and hopefully it does well. I hope everyone likes it.
Yeah, me too. And Carl, like, I know you said this was one of your biggest reasons for buying it was because you want to see it done. You want to see it do well. You want to see the company do well, so they make more pro cabinets. I hope so too. I bought it because I'm addicted to these XL cabinets now. So of course I want it, and I want it to do well. But also I really like Killer Instinct too, and I've liked my 3/4. I want to play a better version of it. So that's what I'm hoping this cabinet is. I hope when I get it, I'm happy. And for $1,500 Canadian, I better be, or I'm going to be pretty angry. Hopefully they can also do a spectate mode. Hopefully they do work on the software a little bit. Yeah, I just hope it's really good. I really do.
No riser too. That's a good thing.
Yeah, riserless future, guys. That's what we need.
And I hope it doesn't have the screw holes. That's big. They have to get over that hurdle. They've meshed everything that we've asked for over the years, but they just keep those darn screw holes.
You can see the screw holes in there. Carl, I'm sorry, man. They're there.
Yeah, they just have them colored black in this photo, but they're
I don't know why they don't include plastic caps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can see
So
it there.
there's a comment there from Justin Time after you read the super chat. I'd really like you to read.
BigggyD's Arcade is legit from Papa Brad's Gaming. Please sub to him. Great channel. That's also why we invited BigggyD on. For those of you who joined late,
He's a AAA channel.
Yep. Linked
Small AAA channel.
Link to his channels in the description below. Make sure you subscribe. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Daniel. I'm so sorry. Mike caught me off. He caught me off guard.
There's a comment there from Just in Time. I want you to read it.
If Arcade1Up can't sell them, it's because they didn't tell her. That's awesome. Oh, thanks so much. Cornercade's here. He was on my show on Monday. Make sure you guys check him out. Thanks so much. He definitely wouldn't be an iArcade. Whoa, what is he talking about?
I want to get an iArcade. I really do. That's like something that's really on my radar right now. I've been paying a lot of attention to them, and I definitely want to get one. It's just a matter of time right now.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's an awesome product, incredible product, probably the best home arcade product on the market right now. The question is if you like the games and if you want to buy it for that. So that's the decision you got to make. In terms of product quality, nothing's better.
We're just a few numbers away from my lot.
Have you been playing that Blood Brothers?
No. I haven't picked up any of the new TAD games. I'm going to be honest. I've drawn a line in the sand with TAD games. $7.99 or I'm not buying.
There you go, Michael B. Link for BigggyD's channels in the live chat as well as in the video description below. Make sure you guys help him out. Give him a sub. He's an up-and-comer. We like promoting new guys. Whoa. Endless went up. What's going on there, man? Yeah.
I've had Endless's mom. I don't know.
So we still got Time Crisis and Casino Cades.
Yeah, I've gone back on the Time Crisis piece, and as much as I was kind of shitting on it early, saying, you know, it doesn't look very good, it looks like it's a very slim version of Time Crisis. Obviously, they can't do the big plastic molds for the gun, and man, that pedal looks so stupid. I think the biggest misnomer about it is the fact that it doesn't have a coin door on the front. I think it would look a lot better if they just put a faux coin door on the front. That would help that cabinet, so much.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for them to release any new cabinets without a coin door on it. In my opinion, I just hate when they go backwards. And I understand sometimes they already had stuff in production, announced before they made the announcement, but they shouldn't release it without a coin door any future cabinets.
Yeah, it's definitely a prototype. I think all cabinets are going to come with a coin door from now on. So it's definitely a prototype.
Yeah, and it's an ugly cabinet. The original clearly is a modified. It's like they took a cabinet and they added on the top part for that marquee. So it's a really strange looking cabinet, even the original. So if you want to be like Michael B and have the most authentic cabinet, then it's got to look strange. Otherwise, I think personally, if it was me, I would, improvise and make it look a little prettier, but it is what it is.
They just made it a little wider. I think people would have liked it more.
Yeah, it's tall, and it's funny enough, without the riser, it looks even more toothpicky. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it should be an XL. I think any shooter should be at least an XL with a bigger screen. It just makes sense when you're shooting at the screen like that to give you more visual points for targets.
And they're more of like a 3/4 scale, and then they move to the XL later. So it makes sense that they're starting with that 3/4 scale.
Yeah, I mean, let's not kid ourselves now. We're not in an XL or Pro future anywhere soon. I mean, their bread's still buttered by the 3/4 scale, and that's what it's going to be the primary product they put out. The extras every year is we're going to get 1 or 2 XL cabinets, 1 or 2 Pro cabinets a year. That's kind of what we're looking at, while the real big numbers is still going to be those 3/4 scale. There's still going to be a Pac-Man every year. There's still going to be 9 Street Fighters every year. There's still going to be an MK every year, except it's going to have a TN monitor, same stuff every year from Arcade1Up.
Yeah, and they haven't released a new cabinet yet, XL. They just supersized an existing product, Shack. They just changed the decals, but it's the same cabinet. So yeah, like I said, it would make sense for any shooter to be XL, but that's not their motto at this point in time.
Graphically, though, Time Crisis is a pretty good game, so I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I don't know how I would sneak it down this basement. My wife says I have too many down here as it is. Run
You
out of
need to-
space.
You need to tell your wife you're the boss. You need to say, listen, this is my house. I puts what I wants in here.
Well,
I can't
well-
do it. I need to live vicariously through you, Carl.
I mean, I do that, and then when she comes out here, I'm like, this whole thing? I don't even remember when I put this thing in here. It's been so long.
And I'm hoping it has multiple games.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's-
Yeah,
I think it
Time
has
Crisis.
3.
B did this constructive video where he talked about like, here's what I think's on it, because we all actually know what's on it. It's Time Crisis, Point
1 and
Break,
2.
Point Blank 1 and 2,
Point blank.
Blank.
and then Steel Gunner 1 and 2. That's the 5 games that we've narrowed it down to. You can work out your reasoning and theories all you want, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be the lineup.
I like Point Blank. It's
Yeah,
a fun-
Point Blank's really
fun
good.
little
I think
shooter,
what most people are going to be upset about is the fact that it's a Time Crisis cabinet. It doesn't have the later Time Crisis games. But, I mean, it's realistically out of Arcade1Up's wheelhouse right now to really get them working on their current technology. And until they improve their technology and emulation they're working with, I don't think you're going to see it. Maybe you'll see that on the XL Time Crisis later on down the road.
Yeah, I think it's time for Arcade1Up to focus on some cabinets that don't have online, because they don't seem to have that together. So just work on release some cabinets with no online, and give
Maybe.
yourself some time.
Well, what year did Time Crisis come out? 97?
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Carl. They did release a game without online, Dragon's Lair. And that game has got a couple of bugs in it that they refuse to fix, such as the attract mode won't start. Even if the attract mode is meant, like in the game, I forget, if you have quarters inserted, I believe it's supposed to not do the attract mode. Or it's flip-flopped. It's one of the two. I can't remember. Either way, whether you have tokens in or not, one of the ways the attract mode's supposed to kick in, Arcade1Up refuses to fix it. If they had Wi-Fi online, they could fix that bug.
The Wi-Fi is not the reason why it's not fixed. Even if it had Wi-Fi, much like Terminator 2, there's a lot of problems with Terminator 2. But
yeah,
they just won't put the money into fixing it. That's the
Right.
truth of it.
Yeah, and the audio delays in
Yeah.
Terminator 2, that's online. They haven't fixed it. The audio delays.
Didn't
They
they have a
could've just-
USB? Didn't they release an update through USB one time?
You
Was
know,
that the
whether or
Happy-
not
button?
whether or not Arcade1Up agreed with all the people who proved that the Dragon's Lair audio was off by 12 frames, whether or not they agreed with them, with the amount of people screaming about it, like if it was me, I honestly would have been like, just push out the update. Like, I'm sick, just shut these people up. Like, honestly, that would have been my position at the company. I would be like, forget it. I don't care how much it costs. Shut these people up. Give them what they want. You know what I mean? Just push out the update. And they didn't do that either.
The online
You know what I mean?
issues that they're having are with the more recent cabs like Blitz and MVC2. Those are newer games. I just looked it up. Time Crisis was made in 95, so I don't think they're going to have any issues.
That's not necessarily the problem that's happening with either of those games. You're right in the sense that they're doing something that's not currently in their wheelhouse. I don't know about Blitz. Blitz is an Android game remade, and MVC2 is running on Flycast. I don't even think it's the real arcade ROM. So they're working with new technology there. That's really the problem for them. They've got the System 22 working, which is what the emulation they worked out to get Ridge Racer working. Time Crisis is a one-player game. I don't know if there is any live with Time Crisis. Is there?
I don't believe so. No.
Yeah, so I don't think that'd be an issue. I
Point
don't
Blank,
know about
maybe.
Point
Be
Blank
online?
and the other games. I don't know if that would be online enabled or if that'd be scoreboard. That we'd have to wait and see. But I don't think it's so much a problem. I think problem Arcade1Up's having with the online for both of these is the fact that much like Icarus or Phoenix, Immortals Rising, they flew too close to the sun working with new technology they didn't have fully worked out before they released it. So
Nostalgia, you would know. You just beat that game.
You guys are so funny.
And I want to clarify. I'm not saying that they shouldn't have Wi-Fi, whether they have online. That's differently. But I think all cabinets should have coin doors, and they should all have Wi-Fi.
100%. Yeah.
For updates, because clearly they have a track record where they're going to need to update something. So to not have the Wi-Fi antenna just would be, I think someone made a comment here, criminal.
Yeah, all cabinets should have that for the updates.
All right. So, and speaking of which, there is no news on the NFL Blitz MVC2 updates. We haven't heard anything who knows when that's going to happen. I've heard people saying it's going to be a couple months yet. You guys believe those rumors to be true? This is from their Facebook groups, their Discord channel chatter. Like, this is what I'm hearing from the community. They're claiming 2 to 4 months based upon their sources.
I'm an MVC2 owner now, and honestly, I tried to play online earlier, and I put up my fist through the wall. I was like, those bastards bamboozled me. I thought there was online. But I get the frustration. I get the frustration for people that expected the online. So, you know, it sucks. I don't understand why they're not communicating, but no other video game company would communicate about a bug fix or when give timelines. This is normal operating. Not defending them. Just you wouldn't see Nintendo provide an update like this.
Sounds like you're motivated for this comment.
What?
Yeah, MVC2, it's a highly competitive game. It's unfortunate people aren't able to play online right now.
Lost his bid, look.
And then Blitz. I know PDUBS got Blitz.
I have Blitz. I haven't played it in a week and a half because whenever I walk by it, I get angry at Arcade.
Yeah, I mean, for me, if I would have bought either one of those cabinets, I would have already returned it.
Well, you know what's pissing me off? You guys remember they sent out a firmware update a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago. Didn't tell anyone what this firmware update does, right? They still haven't told us what it did. Ever since that firmware update, guys, if you own NFL Blitz, be honest. Don't say it's happening just to say it's happening. Be honest, because I want to know if I'm the only one impacted. I am playing games, and usually when I'm in the third quarter, the game just suddenly kicks me out. Even though I've inserted tokens, I've bought the whole game on NFL Blitz. I'll be in quarter three. Quarter three is wrapping up, ending, about to go to quarter four, or maybe it's halfway through quarter three. All of a sudden, it just kicks me out to the main menu of the system.
Yeah, they already posted about that, man.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
And there's a fix for it.
Well, I've had that happen at least a couple times, but it was even before that second update. It updated when I first turned the machine on. Then later that week, it updated again, and then probably a week after that, it updated for the third time. But I have experienced that prior to even that last update. So I was hoping that last update would fix that, but apparently haven't. I've had I went into I had like a double overtime, and all of a sudden the third overtime, I was just back at the menu, so that was frustrating.
They already like publicly talked about that, and there's a really easy fix. All you got to do is buy some bolts with washers attached to them.
Poor guy. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our new permanent host on the Super GameRoom Dudes, BigggyD. He's got that promotion. How's it feel to have that big D energy?
Yeah, we can't kick Nostalgia out.
All right, we'll let him back in.
He's
a couple more minutes, he would have ran up to the Ace and got some washers.
Yeah. So anyway, that's very frustrating stuff.
But Biggie, you said return it. I mean, I still enjoy the game, and when my buddies came over, we play it. So most of the games behind you don't have Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah. I only have NBA Jam.
But I understand some people don't have friends and they're lonely like PDUBS. He don't have anybody to come over there and play with his sons, not playing, Blitz with them. You know what I mean? So those people they need a little online help. You know what I mean? But I got people, my neighbors right next door. They come over and we play. You know what I mean? It's still a fun game. I can't dismiss that. I can't tend that does happen. Even with PDUBS pointing out that sometimes you're in the middle of the game, going to the next quarter or whatever, and it just bounces you out. That's a little frustrating. But like I said, I look at this game totally different now. My same neighbor, we'll play Madden, and when we're playing Madden, that's serious football. Okay, that's serious football. When we're playing Blitz, this is fun. You know what I mean? We're cracking up, the whole time. So it's a different game altogether to me. So I guess I may be looking at it differently than some folk, but it's just a game I can sit and play and just have tons of fun, even with the crazy stuff that does happen with it. You still can't escape the fun.
Yeah, if you have neighbors and friends that come over on a pretty often basis, that's a good thing to have Blitz because everyone's going to want to play it.
And the in-person experience was fun. I mean, like Blitz purists may tear it apart, and I'm not a Blitz purist. So like I don't even remember playing it before we all got together in Chicago. But that first night, maybe it was the alcohol talking, maybe it was the fact that I knew I was going to be having sex with PDUBS. But like we had the best time playing that game. Like it was just unreal, like just stupid fun we had. And then that's the experience I took.
You're talking about when we were in Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
that
blast. We had so much fun playing together, and it just sucks that you can't do that online right now. That like I don't think I would have as much fun just playing against a computer by myself. Like it's never as fun when you do it yourself. Like you can do it and you can get a lot out of it, but it's just a lot more fun when you're doing it with somebody else.
Well, I heard if you do it by yourself too often, you will go blind. So be careful.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah, I think they're pretty close, though, aren't they, on Blitz? I mean, it's
this says about 6 years out, at least 6 years out. So, by that time, there'll be a few more cabinets that you can waste your money on. So, I wouldn't.
Yeah, see, I would have just returned it and rebought it whenever the online came out, but that's just me.
That's what people said with Star Wars, and now they don't have any Star Wars.
Yeah.
There you go. Who played tight end in Chicago? I think it was Console Kid.
I started out as a tight end, but ended up a wide receiver.
You are hilarious. All right.
I think we were going to talk about the casino kids one more time.
Oh, well, you know what? Since BigggyD is here, I definitely wanted to get a fresh perspective really quickly on those two leaks. But before we do, we got a massive $20 super chat from Sidearms. It's been a long time since I've said hi. I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys. Thanks for everything you do. Well, it doesn't matter if you're here 1 time, 20 times. Sidearms.
I don't think he said it like that, P-Dub. He said, "Been a long time since I've said hello."
I know. But I don't want him to feel guilty that he hasn't been here in a while.
Like it's been a long time.
I don't think he's saying he hasn't been here in a while. I think he's saying I haven't said hi in a while.
Right. He hadn't said hello.
Oh my god, you guys nitpick the hell out of everything, like nuts, bolts, and washers. Like I swear, it's frustrating.
Look,
Daniel,
man.
I brought you onto the wrong show. I should just brought you on Arcade Mondays.
So Sidearms, also the name of a groovy TurboGrafx 16 game. Thank you very much for the comment, Sidearms. It's been a while.
Sorry, I almost
Casino
froze myself.
Cade, let's jump into it.
Yeah, I just want to get your thoughts on these leaks. What do you think of the Casino Cade and Time Crisis, buddy?
Well, I'll start with the Casino case. I have one of those little Japanese thing back there in the corner, and that thing makes all kinds of noise. My wife loves it. She loves to go to casino. I like my money too much, so I don't spend money on the casino. But this thing just has tokens, and she just loves that thing. I think it's going to open up a different audience to Arcade1Up. Mainly the ladies for the most part, but also some guys as well. Because it's definitely going to bring in some older folk that enjoys the idea of casino, and they don't have to go to the casino, and it's fun. I don't know. They used to have those things at the bar, those little casino games. What was those things called? You guys know what I'm talking about? They sit on top of the bars.
Waps.
Oh, the screen on the bar.
Yeah, they were like little slot machines where you could play. And so those things, whenever I go into the bar, people always sit down on those things and play. So I think it opens up a new market for them. I think it's a good addition to the anyone's game room. I don't think you're going to have 6 or 7 of them in there, but people will find the 1 or 2 that they like and add to their game rooms. I think it'll be a good addition.
I saw a video the other day. CT Jason, he's already got slots in his arcade. So there's definitely people in the arcade community that want these, but there's going to be those seniors and there's gamblers out there too that don't even like arcades. They're going to buy these.
What are the? Oh, okay. Daniel, what are you thinking though? Your thoughts, because I want to get fresh perspective. Casino Cade, go. Yes.
My thoughts on it are I have a lot of questions. I'm wondering, is this real money? Is this some fake
not real money.
No
not real
quarters
money.
needed.
It'll never
No
be
quarters
real money.
needed. That is
If
their
anyone
motto.
thinks it's real money, I swear to God, I'm going to throw my computer out the window.
No quarters needed.
Well, then don't share my screen.
It's not real money. Okay.
Maybe
keep
it's some type of fake currency that Arcade1Up sets up for like an online store to buy shirts and hats, buy prizes with. Or maybe it's just fake, just for you to have fun there at home.
even the shirts and prizes. I don't understand that. I
No,
don't get it.
there'd be
They're
none of
not-
that.
It is literally going to be you turn it on. It's going to be like, hey,
3,
you have
2,
$5,000. Play. And then when you hit 0, they're like, do you want to start a new game?
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to be giving away prizes. There's not going to be any freaking tournaments. It's literally video game slot machine play. That's what happens on your phone. It's not real money.
What's the Wi-Fi for?
Just maybe leaderboards or announcements like Michael
So-
B in Canada. Oh, actually, no, you're in Russia now. Michael B in Russia has won
Das Vidanya.
$1 million playing slots. You know what I mean?
So can
Like,
you just
that's
share
what I
my
get.
screen for a second?
Is it legal?
Yeah, totally.
All right, here we go.
So, anyways, Restalgia, debate champion, last week shared that one of the reasons that it can't be online real gambling is Wheel of Fortune would never attach their name to online gambling or some kind of gambling. I mean, that's a family show. That wouldn't exist in the world. But this is this weird thing here with Wheel of Fortune, online, triple extreme spin.
Mike, you
Casino.
are literally cherry picking what I said. You piece
No,
of
I'm not
garbage.
cherry picking. I am saying
Totally.
exactly what you said. It's just you need to always be right. So you're like, no, they would never do that. They wouldn't attach their name to gambling.
I said they wouldn't attach their name to gambling in the consumer market.
In the consumer
The
market,
consumer market.
do consumers
These-
use the internet?
What the kids aren't going to gambling websites like this. You don't have like 10-year-olds walking around accessing this stuff, man.
Yeah, you'll have to
YouTube.
have like some type of secure sign on if it is
Yeah.
real
And
gambling.
you would need ridiculous cybersecurity on that thing to prevent any sort of like digital tampering. I don't even want to get into it. There is absolutely zero way in ever that
Where'd
they're
Mike
going to
go?
have real money gambling. Mike's mad.
No, he's not.
Or
mad.
he disconnected and he's going to jump
No.
back in.
I think his internet crapped out.
But yeah, they could partner with like DraftKings or one of those online gambling apps and make it happen. I mean, they just have to set up that partnership.
Lord knows the NFL has partnered with those fools. Goodness gracious.
It's a phone game in a partycade. There you go, Endless One Up. Me and Endless One Up are like this about this. That's all right. Now,
When I tried to share my screen, I 100% think this is just going to be, free to play, like everybody else is saying. I think it's going to be slots that you can play in your arcade. It's already a bunch of people that get decommissioned slots and put them in the arcade. It's a good fit. Just want to tell you that Restalgia doesn't know everything, and not everything he says is accurate. In fact, a lot of it isn't. I just wanted to be clear about that.
okay. Now that Daniel's here, again, I want to get his fresh perspective and opinion. What do you, because he's a big Arcade1Up fan. What do you think of the Time Crisis leaked photo? And then we'll probably put a pin in the show.
The Time Crisis was not super impressed with because how skinny it was. I didn't really like that. I would rather it be wider. I also would rather
More
they
girth
have
is
one
what you're
gun.
saying?
What was that?
You said more girth is what you
Yeah.
want?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want this. He wants this, right? Big fat right here.
Yeah, they just need to make it a little wider. It looks too tall and too skinny.
Yeah, the whole front just looks weird.
Oh my god!
And then the two guns, I think maybe they have point blank on there and it needs a second gun, but one gun would have looked better, I think.
With that size, but if they made it wider, then obviously it's good.
All right. So you
And
think
Michael
it's too?
loves that pedal though. He loves
That
that.
Yeah,
pedal is just great. Like, it's such a good job.
The pedal's a prototype, so that's just kind of so people can see how it works. That's not going to be the final product. There's no way.
I so hope it's the final product.
And you said in the PDUBS, you said that cooler it doubles as a riser for tall people like BigggyD.
I don't. Well, you know what's funny is that cooler is almost the same. Isn't that Kong's R Us cooler? Wasn't he Kong there at
I
this?
think-
Yeah.
Maybe they stole it from him at the other charity event. It's his cooler. They just took it.
They stole it from him in Vegas. All right. So BigggyD, is this one a no go for you just because of looks?
I wouldn't say that. I want to see it. I'm all about seeing these cabinets and getting some reviews and things like that first before I say, is it a buy or not a buy?
All right. So you haven't washed this one off your
No,
list. Okay.
not at all. But there's a lot of things I don't like about it. That's for sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of things we don't like about Restalgia, but he's still here. So I guess you got a point.
I gotta.
Love
know,
you, Steve.
I'm carrying the show. I've been carrying like however many goddamn episodes we've had.
All right. Well, we hit 90 minutes. We hit our mark. Do us a favor, guys. Big shout out to Daniel. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
He's got a
Welcome
new
back,
YouTube channel.
Restalgia. And
Biggie
we wouldn't
Diesel.
have washers without you, buddy.
That's right.
Make sure you check out the link in the video description below. Give BigggyD a sub. Check out his channel. Support him. Make sure you subscribe to Michael B,
Thank you.
Detroit Love, Restalgia, PDUBS,
And Cool Toy.
and
And until next time, we'll see you on the web.
have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye.
I lost 3 auctions while we were doing that show.
Oh,
For nuts and bolts.
how do
One
you
time,
What are they
multitask
for?
like
Like
that?
washers?
I'm sitting there. I'm like, he's gonna say winner. He's gonna call it. But of course, I have the thing muted because I'm trying to listen to the show.
I'm disappointed. I thought you were upset because of the quality of the show. That's what makes me happy at the end. If you're upset because the show went off the rails.
No. That it's the bidding. The bidding.
Well, then I failed.
The bidding was a complete farce.
How do you
tonight.
think I did?
We're still
We're
live.
still live.
Daniel. We're still live, Daniel.
Eh.
Oh,
How did?
you did great.
How did I do?